Top of the morning, Cancers. My apologies for coming in so late this morning. Listen, between my child that's trying to race up and beat me to the punch, and my dog who stays up under my butt, I cannot wait until school starts. Y'all make sharing that energy. I'm just saying. But hence your title, Late Nights, Earlier Mornings, in Love specifically. We're here for our love readings this morning, and what I will say is this. You have definitely been some people who think silence protects them. But sometimes silence is exactly what's keeping love stuck. Cancer, what aren't you saying? So I think for a multitude of you, a good collective, for those who are not coupled and already dating someone, you are having late nights, earlier mornings, more specifically because you can't. It's not even about you can't sleep at night because you're just a light night owl. From what I'm getting, you are just up at night. I honestly believe you trained yourself that way. You weren't initially that way, and now you have become someone who is a night owl. Like literally, you're up 2, 3, 4 in the morning and back up 6, 7, 3 hours. That's the standard is 6 Cancer. Okay, so I don't know what that's about, and we're gonna jump into it. But let's go ahead and start the oracle. But before that, good morning and welcome back to Goddess Divine Reflections. If you're new here, welcome. Around here, Spirit sets the agenda. I just simply listen and help to interpret it. Now, these are intuitive love messages, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I'll give you spiritual downloads and or things that come as I sit in your energy, come in and prepare for the reading, and we'll connect them with the cards. And I'll give you several storylines if this is for singles, couples, or those who are in trouble. Because couples, that could look a lot of different ways, right? So Cancer, what aren't you saying? You. Even in a relationship, even in a marriage, I feel like you have come to a silent place. And anyone who knows Cancer knows that terms for devastation, terms for what. Aren't you guys rated number one on the, what's that? The, not terrorist list, but the list of people who would kill. KILL, in case that's bleeped or censored on here. I think we're good. This is YouTube. TikTok is the one that's always really, paying particular attention to what you say. But some of the downloads that we were getting were there could be a possible Taurus cross-watcher connection. It was you actually your energy sitting in on Taurus's reading when I tried to do their generals, and it was just like this hoovering Cancer energy. Like, I'm like, y'all want to go? No. Oh, y'all just want to be a cross-watcher. There's unfinished emotional energy or conversation of some sort. There is somebody has left something unsaid. Restless nights. There could be some head, neck, or eye pressure, but I'm not trying to get too much into the general sense. I am just going to relate this to the fact this could be connected to the love area or relationships. So check out the generals if that's showing up in your space. Possible knee concerns or knee surgery. Silence isn't necessarily peace, Cancers, okay? Someone expects you to understand without being told, or this is you. So let's see what the cards are telling and see who is really holding back. Now, for your oracle, we got 2 cards and I let them come out. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. Ooh, new beginning. So there could be an ending in love and a beginning for some of you. New beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. For very few, this is very significant to one or two people. This is not, I think, no, I know this is not a collective message, but the overall context is that there is something dead. Someone's relationship is ended. It's dead. It's no more life there. Even if you're still connected, you could feel it. Who had dead weight? I can't remember about who. I don't think I put it in the title. Maybe I did. Or maybe in the caption. I think that was in their TikTok reels. Go check me out on TikTok. There were reels posted from the generals to kind of give you context of each person's reading. If someone had dead weight, I can't remember, but there could be this energy, especially if you aren't the specific person who's had a loved one to pass on. This could be loved one in the sense that it's just a family member or someone you had a dear love for, or this is your significant other. And give grace and humility there, because here's where I'm like, okay, but it is saying that this could have been some time ago, Cancer, and it's time for you your new beginning. I think that you are asking or looking for that past. You may have had someone to come up that you may be interested in, and you feel like it's still cheating. No, new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. You may be asking permission from the spirit world. I feel like you're going to get that message in August, okay? Now, the moon, and I don't talk about the people first, but because you came up in your own energy, and this could be a Pisces. I'm gonna say that because a lot of people confuse the moon with just Cancer, but you guys have a heavy Cancer energy. I'm a moon energy surrounding you with being significantly connected to the moon, the mother side, right? But this is either Cancer or Pisces energy you're sitting in August. This is the subconscious. This is secrets. This is hidden, obscure, confusion, illusions, but it's also caution. Okay? Could be coming in your dream state, not in the waking hours. You may be having dreams. I had a very deep dream about a Pisces. Going into the sleep state, I had a message for them. And then coming, look at the new beginning, keep on moving. Oh, there could be something there. Now, in the Pisces, their message is so insignificant to what's going on here. So stay there, tuned for their reading in general if you have a relationship with the Pisces. So that might be your storyline. But dreams and looking for what's hidden. So, Cancers, I started your reading saying that there is something not being spoken or something not being said. You already know this. So if it's not you, you know the other person you're dealing with is keeping something from you. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you why Spirit is bringing this up this month. What crosses it is the Two of Pentacles, but it could be supporting it in your situation, depending on what side you sit. Now, if you sit in the side where you are the one with the secrets, you might be scared of this, okay? Because the Two of Pentacles is stability, balance. This is juggling, right? But it's also grounding. It's two pennies. It's the same. They're mirror images of each other. It is also flexibility, mind and emotions connected, not one or the other. This is making a decision. So you will be, if it ain't you, okay, who has the secret, presented with someone who has probably some information or you're aware of them needing to make a decision. Could be in regards to finances, could be in regards to money more specifically. Okay. For those who are not having that love connection or love disconnection rather, this is you knowing that money's out of balance, the home is out of balance, your energy is out of whack. So what is that? You are questioning your significant other, right? And I'm gonna talk to my couples first before I start talking to these singles because y'all know y'all can make it real strange in love land. All right. Now, especially with this ending and new beginning, because we're gonna see if those are playing out at the same time. Now, in your past is the King of Wands. This is a person who is a leader. They have a lot of ego. They're sitting in the ego. Okay. They take control. They are making bold decisions, being very optimistic about it though. They're ladies' man. They're taking the lead in love. So this is how you were either viewed if you're the masculine energy, or you viewed your significant other, the person you're connected to. However, if this is one of those energies where the person is egotistical, heavy on that. This is where you're looked at as okay. First of all, if you're the feminine side, they're saying pump your brakes. This ain't even your position. So that's where the negative energy can come in, where it's like, are you going to be the man? Or are you going to be the woman? Now, granted, I'm hearing, if this is a Cancer woman, the Cancer just said, well, bitch, I'm the provider. Whoa, I'm gonna step back. But this is where I don't think Cancer has a problem submitting. Okay, which is why this is in the past and not the problem currently. However, I think the focus has now come to shit's in balance, and it's not just the money, the home, the energy, and everything. It doesn't mean that you don't have you have to be the leader. It doesn't mean that you have to be the breadwinner, but it has to mean that you play your position properly. If you don't, however, right, and this person is playing a man and a woman, you're expecting them to bring in the money and they have to clean up and they have to take care of the kids. Bitch, who's what role is yours? You're just the dependent. How they say, who was that? That Brene and Tim keeps coming up in everybody reading. And I want to say, I think that Tim, because I already know what Brene's sign is. Tim is either a Cancer or a Pisces. I can't remember, but I'm going to definitely look him up now since he keeps coming up. Now, in a recent passage of justice, Cancer, balance. Like, listen, I don't know if it's you screaming for it or your partner, but karma. We're in Saturn retrograde. Consequences. This has recently come up, and I think that Saturn retrograde is what brought it in. This is also accountability. This is law. This is truth. This is honesty. This is integrity. This could even be jail for some of you, okay? Court, cause and effect, fairness. So, in the sense that this is, and you were here for love, because I was going to talk about the money, but money keeps coming up. Money is affected by love. It's being hijacked. I think that was the title of your reading. But I think there has been some mixing business with pleasure, right? But for the couples who I want to speak to in the beginning, there could be talks of divorce, talks of separation, talks of look, if you're not gonna get it right, let's split this. Let's move along, rebalance this shit out because you're messing up my energy, you're messing up my money, and you're messing up my home. I don't know who said that, if it was you, Cancer, or the other person, but y'all both. This is not a shocker to anyone. Oh, King of Cups in the on the mind in the reverse. Let's say that, right? King of Cups is this energy. This is you. You came up twice. I don't know. See, I just said that about Gemini. Gemini. I don't know about Cancer. Cancer energy. I do know about Cancer, other water sign. All right. And if we're gonna take this moon as a Pisces, and I don't, people are just coming up. There's other people came up already. I just think they're supports. But this King of Cups is you for sure. Okay. And this is someone who is diplomatic, someone who is wise. This is someone who does have balance between heart and head. They're devoted, they are an advisor, they're generous, but they have control. So, emotional balance nonetheless, I think this is something you have um maybe started to express. You feel like you don't have any control anymore. Maybe this is you just speaking this over with self. This is you in your mind. You're like, okay, do I really love myself if I don't even have control of just me? Okay? Because let me go move over to the singles, those who have no relationship. The start of this month or coming into this month, you are in an energy of secrets, hidden energy, confusion, delusion, dreams. Something's missing. I think that was the title of your, no, it was hijacking. Business and money could be your problem. You're focused on it. Look at this. It's pennies. And spirit's telling you, uh, uh, those pennies are gonna be there. What happens when you come into a situation where those pennies don't matter or those pennies can't last or help with everything? So you need stability, and not that you can't get it yourself. That's what I feel like you've been fighting to prove. You proved it, but things happen. And so balancing, juggling, grounding mind and emotions connectedly. Someone has been trying to disconnect from their emotions, but it's also about making a decision. I feel like there are some singles who have the decision to get into a relationship this month or just start getting out there dating, new beginning. There's been a lot of you who have been afraid to, for whatever reason that may be from a past relationship, and that's individual, that's not collective. But for the collective, there is new beginnings here. Okay, endings and beginnings in love. So is this going to look like for certainly the singles, if you're single, an ending in the single world and you're moving into shared resources, shared energy, shared money in the month of August? Because you have been controlling everything in the past. You have been the one keeping everything balanced. But Spirit is asking you to take a chance, take a leap of faith, and be a little flexible with sharing these things. So now you're thinking about it. You're like really, really coming into realization that this may be that missing piece. But going back to my couples and those who are dating, this is if you're in a relationship off balanced. There's something hijacking because we said that in your generals, your love. So they had collectively something's hijacking something. Love was hijacking business in the generals, right? And now that I'm here, it appears that love hijacked business and money in the first place for a multitude of you. Because look at this. Moving forward, the hermit. You're going into self-reflection. It looks like you've been there. You still there? Or is this more of a withdrawal from them? The whole love situation. Totally. This is an option. This is not a conclusion. This is just one of the opportunities that are presented to you this month. But it is more contemplation and introspection, okay? Isolation, right? Wisdom, soul searching, knowledge from within. But if you're in a relationship, you know that you can't do this. You can't do nothing. I can't, and that's what somebody said. I can't do nothing by myself. Oh, someone seems smothered in a sense. There are going to be some relationships that feel smothered. Maybe you just want some time alone coming up in the month of August, and you don't know how to say it to this person without hurting their feelings. However, you feel, oh, ethics, marriage, learning, knowledge, high education, beliefs. Your beliefs make you feel like the next step is marriage or counseling. Where do you sit in love right now? Are you in a relationship and it's threatened to end? Because you are willing, maybe, you are willing to at least get counseling before it ends. That could be your August. Okay? You're sitting in this energy. This is you maybe recommending it. I don't know if let's see, because how the other person feel is a page of swords in the reverse. They are, well, they would be, okay, because it's blocked. Something's blocking it. They're nosy, they're a gossip, they need to know everything, they're investigative, they're curious, they're real chatty and communicative. But this is an intellectual relationship. This is someone who talks, and I got talks too much. Oh, now, this is how this person views you or you view them. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I don't know if you're the chatty one. I doubt it. You could be chatty at times, depending on what it is. But I really believe you think they talk too much and they're the ones who are the communicators in the relationship. Okay? Now, I got two cards. Yeah, hope, wish, or dream, and or your fear, and your conclusion. And I'm going to let you decide which is which. So we have Seven of Pentacles and we have Strength. Reaping the rewards, growth, progress, pregnancy, pregnant belly, planning, patience, results, harvesting, hard work. And then we have strength, perseverance, courage, strength, confidence. This is taming the beast, though. Resilience, bravery, inner power, compassion. So I'm going to read it both ways. Let's take the good first and say that strength is what you wish for, hope for, dream for, or whatever, right? Some of you may fear it because you may be ready to get out of this. And so perseverance is what you fear. You fear being courageous. You fear being strong. You fear taming this beast. You fear compassion for the other person. Maybe you feel like you've given all of this. You're done with this. And then the outcome is reaping the rewards, progress, growth, patience. Nonetheless, right? Results and harvesting hard work. You do get a win if you go through this counseling and you guys last. That's not for everybody, okay? That's specific, but it can go both ways. So then let's see. that the Seven of Pentacles is in the hope, wish, or dream, or the fear, I could very rarely see a person fearing rewards, growth, progress, you know, harvesting, and patience. But what fear could be connected to this is the pregnancy. We are not going to leave that part out. I didn't relate it to the other story only because I didn't get pregnancy nowhere in these cards unless someone's hiding it. We did have a hide in the past, right? But then if you fear this, the rewards and everything, and the outcome is the strength and the perseverance, this could be you leaving a relationship. That's what that is. That's it. And before I run too long into a whole uh as the world turned daytime story in this, because this is very interesting. I will say this. You have interesting you have a lot of people to close as I pull your oracle. You have a lot of people. And we're not gonna go too deep into this because this is many storylines. But for my singles and my people who are dating, you are being faced with opportunity to date and or get more serious with someone. You do fear leaving your independence behind. You do fear them potentially getting you out of balance. This could be from past relationships and past history and trauma built into dating in the past or relationships that didn't work, right? But I think when it comes to the counseling, it's not even for the relationship when it's the singles and the dating. This is for you. You need to go and get yourself just checked out. You know how we do for the doctor before we go to school? That's just it. Get a checkup before you go into anything and make sure it's not anything you're bringing in. Okay, and we have a way to hide. It's fine because what this is showing is that um it's blocked. You ain't gonna be able to hide this from those who, if you go to seek the counseling or you go and get guidance, you're not this. They're like, you can't hide that from me. You're not ready. Okay, you're still up at night. You're still not balanced when it comes to self. You got to get that in. Someone said you need to put the bottle down. Someone has a drinking problem. Someone may have a substance abuse of some sort because it doesn't have to be alcohol. That's keeping them up at night. And this is just like I said, you have probably had this come from a trauma. You've healed from it mostly. You think you're done. You're not. There's still some buried healing needed in the substances you use to cope with, oh, just being alone, I guess, is what you need to remove to get that final healing. Now, again, you got two different outcomes here. But what I'll say is for the singles, you want to be able to persevere, get into this position, and grow and progress. Okay. But you also fear pregnancy of some sort. I don't know what that is. I don't know if reproducing is a fear, having kids is a fear. I don't get kids more than you just having to plan, be patient, and share your harvest. That's selfish. Interesting. I don't think that's for the collective because cancers are a sign that want to share things. So this could be the person who you may be dating. Um, Maybe you want this with them and they don't want it with you. I told you, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You could play either role. Oh, family, two cards. And look at this. I did a 10 card Celtic cross and wasn't supposed to do it. It was supposed to be past, present, love. I mean, past, present, future for you and them. And each of your cards, Oracle and Closing Oracle, keeps reminding me what we were supposed to be doing, and you confuse me, right? So, are we sitting in your energy is someone wants an ending, someone wants a new beginning, someone wants a family, someone wants to be by independent. And that is your love message for the month of August. And that's for my couples and my singles. So you have someone you're with that don't want to be with you. Or you are single and you love it there and somebody wants you to be with them. That is your love message for August, Cancer. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. All of this does not have to fit. It may just be pieces. But don't forget to check out your general messages. I will be here for money, wealth, and career next week. So make sure you have your notifications on. But if any of this resonates with you, please comment below, like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you guys next video.